Hi everyone, welcome to day 3. Today we're going to be talking about meal prepping. Meal prepping is so important for your weight loss or your fitness goals because you're not going to be stuck somewhere unprepared and hungry and make a bad decision. So this takes away those excuses, and I'm going to jump right into it because I have a lot to cover today. But I like to do a lot of my meal prepping on a Sunday and just have it ready for my whole work week, so I have no excuses and it's all ready to go. And I don't even have to think much about it. It's just ready. So just starting right off the bat, grocery shopping. When I go grocery shopping, I'll always get some chicken to have on hand, cooked, ready to go throughout the week. I will put some in a crock pot sometimes and forget about it for a few hours and have it ready. I can bake a whole bunch at once. You can even get a rotisserie chicken if you don't want to cook it yourself, and it'll just be ready to go. I also like, for protein sources, hard boil a lot of eggs at once. I'll also pre-chop a bunch of veggies all at one time and just have those ready to go and throw in a salad or whatever I need to do. And then another few ideas: mason jar salads. I love my mason jars, and this is a great way to carry around a salad on the go. You can layer it with your dressing on the bottom, your spinach in the middle, or whatever leafy green you're using, and the veggies on top. And you just mix it up when you're ready to eat it, dump it on a plate, and there you go. Another mason jar idea is overnight oats. So you fill your jar with the ingredients you want for your overnight oats. So, cinnamon, whatever you do for that, and then add your liquid, and then add your raw oats. Throw it in the fridge, and overnight, the next morning, you have your oatmeal ready. The only thing is that it's served cold. I personally like my oatmeal hot, but we all have our preferences. And another thing, protein pancakes. So it's a healthy, nice treat to have once in a while. You can put some oat flour in there, some almond flour, some peanut butter, some egg, whatever you want to use. Look up some recipes for this if you're thinking of doing it, but you blend it all together and you make it on your skillet, and it creates a protein pancake, a healthy pancake. And you can freeze them ahead of time and have them ready to just pop in the microwave, and they taste so good. So when I go to the grocery store, I spend about 85% of my grocery bill on produce. That's a lot. That's a big percentage of your grocery bill. But it's so important because that's where all your nutrients are. So when you go to the grocery store, start or even stay on the perimeter of the store. That's where your produce is, your fruits and vegetables, your meats, your cheeses, or your dairy. So all of that is right there. In the aisles, that's where all the processed food is. And that's how you'll stay on track. So try to aim for a lot of produce that is a lot of different colors. That means that there's many nutrients in those. Think of the rainbow, right? So all the colors you can find. And so along those lines, I'm going to talk about how to spice up your meals a little bit. Eating healthy does not mean boring. You can do so much to make your food taste good and not add a lot of extra calories or chemicals. So think fresh herbs, lemons and limes, things like that. Those things add a lot of flavor, and they're not adding that many calories or anything like that. So it's a really good way to add flavor and not bore yourself with your food. When I'm shopping for groceries, I also look for my healthy carbs, or my carbs that are packed with a lot of nutrients. So white or brown rice. You can get sweet potatoes. I like to get brown rice noodles. The only ingredient is brown rice. And I like to get oats every time. You can get quinoa, which is also another source of protein as well. And so again, carbs aren't always bad, in moderation, but you want to have some that have a lot of nutrients in them as well. And all those do. Protein, I like to have eggs. I have eggs every day. And I sometimes have them hard boiled. Sometimes I'll make them for dinner, even if I'm not feeling very creative that night. There's always a discussion on egg yolk. Should I eat the yolk? Well, it's up to you, but I personally like to eat the yolk most of the time. If I'm only having one hard-boiled egg, I'll eat the yolk. If I'm making a huge scramble or something for dinner, I'll omit a few yolks, but I'll still add some in there. There's a ton of nutrients. Yes, there's cholesterol, but there's so many nutrients, and in my eyes, that outweighs the cholesterol. Just moving right along, seafood is another good protein source. So you can get scallops, salmon, mahi-mahi, tilapia, shrimp. There's so many options there that are really good for you. Red meat once a week. That's my treat once a week. It's really good. I love red meat. And ground turkey. When I make ground turkey, I like to chop up a lot of vegetables like peppers and mushrooms, and chop them up really small and mix them in there and hide them in there and cook it. And you can't even taste it, and it adds more nutrients. For snacks, I like raw almonds. I like my raw pecans or walnuts. I also like my Kind bars and Lara bars. So those are, well, Kind are a little more of a treat, but the Lara bars are usually only 3 or 4 ingredients. You know what those ingredients are. There's not a ton of chemicals in there. So those are really good for grab and go once in a while. They do have a lot of sugar usually, so if it's a last resort more so for me. So if it's that or something worse like fast food, of course I'll have my Lara bar. And a few odds and ends really quickly. If you want to add sweetener to something, get some raw local honey and look at the ingredients, because sometimes they add other things in there too, so you want it to be the most natural state possible. And so that's your best option for sweetener when you need it. Try not to go overboard. Spices. Spices are, again, just like the fresh herbs, are so important when you're trying to eat clean, and you don't want to have any added salts or sugar in there. You just want to stay as natural as possible, high quality spices. And that's how you're, again, not going to bore yourself from eating healthy. And olive oil. Olive oil is a good staple. Coconut oil, some people like those. But olive oil, if you get that, get the extra virgin olive oil, and be careful. Try to get the most natural version. Sometimes, again, they add chemicals to those, so you want to keep those out of your body. That's what we're trying to avoid. And my last little treat of mine, I like sparkling water, because I'm drinking water all day long, and it's really good for me, of course, but sometimes I get really tired of just drinking water. So for dinner sometimes I'll allow myself a little, I like LaCroix, if I said it right. Dasani, they have some good low-calorie or zero-calorie sparkling water with no added sweeteners or in very low sodium. So I like to have that as a treat once in a while, just to keep myself on track. And a little treat's always good. So anyway, those are my tips for clean eating and meal prepping. If you have any other ideas, please comment below. And as we go through this group, share your recipes. Share the recipes that work for you, and share the knowledge, because that'll keep us all on track. It'll make us try new things and continue to be excited about eating healthy and eating clean. All right, guys. Thank you. Good luck.